Oh my god, this is so weird. Okay, so hello everyone. Good morning. It is 9:47 in the morning. And I'm here. If you don't know, I've been gone for literally over a year now. I know, but I really wanted to make this video. I was debating whether I should make it or not, and then I did like a little poll on Twitter and it got some votes, so we're gonna do it. Basically, we are gonna be talking all about Brazilians, different types of Brazilian waxes, common questions, cost, experience, what to expect at your first Brazilian, and how to kind of prep yourself for a Brazilian, which I think is really important because a lot of people don't know. And if you don't already know, I am a licensed esthetician. I have been for, I don't know, 2 years now, and I'm currently working as a waxer at European Wax Center. Really good center. So if you have one near you and you want to try a Brazilian wax, I would definitely recommend going there. I used to be a guest there. That is where I received my first ever Brazilian experience. Was great, and now I work there, so really cool. I'll just go ahead and jump right into it, but before that, I'm actually really thirsty, so I'm gonna go get some Starbucks. BRB. Here's my Starbucks drink. Let's get right into what you guys came here for, which is the Brazilian Q&A from an Esty, your Esty bestie. So I have a whole list on my phone. Literally, it is so freaking long. This is gonna be a long video, so you know, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get started. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is, what is a Brazilian? Some people are confused because at EWC we do offer like 3 different types of kind of like bikini waxes. So I just want to break those down in case maybe any of those, what's the phrase, like, fancy you fancy, I don't know, you know what I mean though. So a Brazilian wax is, you know, a wax service performed on the vaginal area to remove the hair. And there's 3 types that we do at my center, or all the centers, and that's gonna be your bikini line, your bikini full, and your Brazilian. So bikini line is going to include literally just like lineup work, right? I have a hair on me. It's gonna include like a little bit off like the thighs, like the really inner part, and then it's gonna include the line on top. I'm trying to go really quick through this because I know it's gonna be a long video, but I guess I should just like slow down because it's gonna be a long video regardless. So yeah, it's gonna include the inner and then like the line up top. I don't do too many of those, but they happen. A bikini full is going to be as much or as little that you want off the front. And yeah, so it's basically going to include like the labia, both labias obviously, and then everything on the front. Or some people leave a strip, some people leave a triangle. So that's what the as much or as little as you want off the front kind of means, because some people want everything off, some people want to leave like a little bit of hair, whatever you like. And then Brazilian is going to be everything, so it's going to be, again, as much or as little as you want off the front, with the labia included, obviously like the thighs too, like the inner part, and the butt strip. Everyone freaks out for the butt strip, but I'll get to that as well. So that's what that is. So those are the 3, I did 4, the 3 types that we'll do. There's something in my fucking eye, I'm sorry. I feel really hyper for no reason, and that tea I don't even think has caffeine, so I'm gonna chill. I did also a section for preparing for your first time and what you should do when you go in for your first time. I came back for just a second to mention something really quick because I'm sitting here editing and I realized I forgot to say this in the video. This mostly just applies to European wax centers. I don't know about other centers, but I don't know if they have something similar. So please show up to your appointment on time. Like if your appointment is at 9, please show up at 9. If it's at 5:15, please show up at 5:15. This is mostly because we are a fast-paced waxing center. So we do have a 9-minute grace period. So you are allowed to be up to 9 minutes late. Otherwise, you lose your spot. But just keep in mind that most of the waxers at the center, we have 15 minutes to do your Brazilian, right? Like I said, we're just a fast-paced center. If you show up 9 minutes late and I have someone right after you, I now have like 5 minutes to do your Brazilian, and then it just kind of backs us up. So just please show up on time. If you're not going to show up on time, just give us a call. A lot of the times we can accommodate and like just move around your schedule a few minutes later, like probably after the next person if anything. But yeah, just please keep that in mind. Thanks. So number one, when you go in, wear comfy clothes. Sweatpants are going to be your best friends. Leggings are like okay, but you know, they're kind of tight and they kind of like rub up against your skin. So we try to avoid anything basically tight fitting, and you know, just there's something in my eye. I'm so sorry you guys, but we try to avoid anything that's tight. I literally just ripped out like 3 eyelashes. So please avoid exfoliating the day of and the day before. Waxing itself is a form of exfoliation, so you don't want to exfoliate the day of. That's, you know, you're exfoliating twice, and you don't want to exfoliate the day before because you're still kind of exfoliating too soon. Probably if you really wanted to, you could definitely do it like 2 days prior. That should be cool. And yes, you can exfoliate down there. I will get into that as well. So yeah, I do want to advise, I know some people do this, I don't really know entirely how comfortable I am with it, but some people do like pop an Advil or a Tylenol to help with the pain. I'm just a little iffy with it because those type of medications are like blood thinners, and I mean, you're not gonna bleed like excessively or anything, but like just keep that in mind. There are blood thinners, you know. When you go in to get a tattoo, I know they're not really like don't really take that. Don't take blood thinners before you get a tattoo. Blood thinners, you just don't want to do that. So I personally just, I guess I'd rather you not. It's really not going to be that bad though. I'll get into that too. But yeah, just be aware that it's a blood thinner. So some people, some of my guests are like okay with it, like it helps them. I've never had really an issue with it, but it's just something that I like to throw in there as a like beware. If you are on your cycle or near your cycle, if you're on your cycle, yes, you can still come in. We do require that you wear a tampon, and this drink does have to be clean before we perform the service. So a lot of girls like to run into the bathroom, make sure that's changed and clean and ready to go. If you're near your cycle or on your cycle, you will be more sensitive. So a lot of girls don't like to come in for that service during those days because it just, you know, heightens, is that the right word, your sensitivity to those type of services. So that's another like PSA that I like to throw in there. Here's a good one. So a couple days before your appointment, it's a good idea to kind of exfoliate and moisturize the area before coming in, especially right now in the winter. And if you know you live in like a cold area, I live in Illinois, it's cold as hell outside. Dry air tends to dry out and dehydrate the hair, so if it's too dehydrated, the hairs will snap off during your service, and we want to avoid that. It's been happening to a lot of my guests lately. So yeah, you can moisturize and exfoliate down there. A lot of people don't know that. I'll kind of get a little more into that too, but it's a good idea. It kind of gives you better results too, you know, like smoother wax. Also, I want to throw in there that it takes about 3 waxes to get your hair all on the same cycle. So hair, you know, it goes through different phases. Your first wax is really going to just like set the rhythm for your other waxes. So that's why it's really important to also come in consistently to make sure that, you know, you're eventually going to pull the hair out all at the, when they're all at the same cycle. Thus, everything comes out evenly and grows in evenly, and you don't have like weird patches. So yeah, it takes about 3 waxes to get everything kind of set and going. And the most important thing, I can't stress this enough, like I really can't, please listen to this one. Your hair must be the appropriate length to wax. So for me personally, I need 3 to 4 weeks of growth. I need at least 3 weeks of growth. Wax is not like magical, guys. It's not going to pick up your hair if you just shaved 5 days ago. It's just not. That's really unrealistic. For waxing, usually rule of thumb is the hair has to be 1/4 of an inch or the size of a grain of rice. I know some estheticians will do it at 2 weeks. I may also do it at 2 weeks. I always take a look at my guests' like hair growth and see how much we're dealing with. You can pretty much tell right off the bat whether or not it's going to pick up. You need at least 3 weeks of growth, preferably 4. It's going to give you the best results. Like I mentioned before, hair grows in all different sorts of cycles, and I just want to ensure that you get the smoothest wax possible, that you're not going to have like these weird little itty bitty hairs come back within a few days. That usually does happen though your first time, because like I said, you know, your hair is all over the place, lots of cycles. That is the most important thing. That's literally, as soon as someone tells me it's my first time, I'm gonna be like, how long has it been growing out? And it's not even just first time guests. I do have like even like some guests that have done this before and they're like, yeah, I shaved like a week ago. And I'm like, why? Like, why would you do that? Also, if you shave in between your waxes, first of all, don't do it. Don't shave between your waxes. Don't tweeze between your waxes. Don't trim between your waxes. Leave it alone. Let it grow out until it's time to get another wax. Reason being is, I feel like wax knows when you've shaved, and for some guests it'll make it absolutely impossible to wax that area. And I've had it before, especially on the labia. It gets really tricky sometimes to pick up some hair because like you've shaved in between. Just don't do it. Don't do it. All right, cool. During your service, that was like kind of the before. This is the during. So number one that I have is you're gonna disrobe from the bottom down, and you're gonna hop on the bed and butterfly position. That's kind of where your legs are like open. I wish I could show you. Like they're literally like, you know, on the bed. Yeah, butterfly for me on the bed. Try to relax. Usually for first time guests, I like to adjust the temperature a little bit, make sure it's gonna be like a little cooler, because y'all sweat. It's okay, I sweat too. I'm literally sweating right now. But try to relax. It's really not as bad as people make it out. I've done a lot of waxes, right? A lot of Brazilian waxes. It's the most popular service at the center. I've literally probably only had 2 people my whole time being there tell me it was as painful as it was gonna be. 99% of my guests tell me it's not as bad. I don't like to toot my own horn either, but I really like to take care of you guys in the rooms and make sure that you are as comfortable as you can be. I've been there. I've literally been there. I've been a guest there, so I would know. So just try to relax, right? Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be as bad as a lot of the media makes it out to be. I don't know why people make it seem so freaking painful. I'm just gonna say right now, yes, it's going to hurt. A lot of people like to ask, does it hurt? I mean, we're taking the hair, we're ripping the hair right out of your follicle on such a sensitive, delicate area. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna hurt as much as you think it is. It's a very quick pain. It's a very quick, sharp pain, and then it's like done. So what I can best describe it as is it's gonna be like a sting, and then I like to apply really nice pressure right after I take it off the strip. I also have on here, try to breathe during your wax service and exhale as they remove the wax. A lot of waxers won't do this for you. I guess if you can, ask for it. I've had one person once ask me for it, but it's something I already do anyways. So most importantly during their wax service, and I'll do this for all of my guests, not just first timers, is the labia happens to be the most sensitive area for most of my guests. I will, you know, get ready to take it off, and I will just have them take a deep breath in, and then take a deep breath, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, and then on the exhale is when I'll go ahead and, you know, take that right off. And it helps a lot because, you know, you don't want to tense your body. If you hold it in, like you hold in your, I used to do it all the time, no one ever did it for me. I would just tense my body and like hold in all my breaths and just like, you know, just fuck it, just do it, just rip it off. But it helps a lot when you're exhaling and kind of like relaxing your body as they take the strip off. I've had so many of my guests tell me thank you for that. You know, that really helps. Like, it gets a lot of good reviews. A+. I definitely recommend the breathing technique. It's a good one. The waxing process will take about 15 minutes and then it'll be over. It's pretty quick. Your first wax is always going to be kind of a doozy, which is what I tell a lot of my guests, because the follicles are still pretty deeply rooted into the skin. That's why it's also like your most painful one. I will say that it gets so much better after you just get over the first one, because like I said, they're pretty deeply rooted in there. It's going to be your most uncomfortable wax. If you're consistent, it'll help a lot with the pain, because your hair is going to grow back thinner and softer. The follicles won't be as deeply rooted, they won't be as big either, so it's not gonna be as painful. And then finally, after we get all of the front nice and squeaky clean, the butt strip will come along. I usually like to have people knees to chest. Most of my guests prefer that. Some like to flip over on their tummy and like spread, like you have to like hold your booty. Most of my guests just like to kind of knees to chest, is literally pulling your knees to your chest and kind of lifting your legs up. You don't have to like flip-flop and stuff. The butt strip is like the least of your worries, so if that's something that you were kind of concerned about, a lot of my first timers get really kind of worried and tense up as soon as like we kind of get to that part, and I just like tell them, listen, you've endured the whole front side, you know, we've done the labia, this is literally the least of your worries. And then they're still nervous anyways, and I pull the strip off and they're literally like, oh, yeah, oh, and then you're done, yay. So aftercare, number one, try to avoid tight clothing and excess friction. So try to avoid jeans, anything that's just gonna really rub up on the area. And also, I'm sorry ladies, but a lot of girls think they can do this. No sex, no sex. Most people don't even want to have sex. I personally don't want to have sex like right after a wax, the day of. You know, the follicles are open, pores open, you know, it's a tender area. We just also exfoliated. We just want to avoid excess rubbing and friction. So really avoid intimacy for like the first 24 to 48 hours, I would say, to avoid like micro tears in the skin, because those freaking suck, so please don't do that. Avoid anything highly scented. You also want to avoid exfoliation for 24 to 72 hours. Again, the extra 24 hours in there for my more sensitive clients. Like I said before, waxing is a form of exfoliation, so you don't want to go home the day of and re-exfoliate. That would hurt. Do wear cotton underwear for the first 24 to 48 hours. I wear cotton underwear a lot of the time anyways, but I would especially recommend it during this time. It will allow breathability into the area. You know, you want to let your coochie breathe. Do keep a routine at home. This is very important. I am someone that I don't get any ingrown hairs when I shave. I know it's the opposite for a lot of people though. So you want to keep a routine with your waxes, in between your waxes. So one, you want to come in consistently. I usually do pretty much like once a month. Everyone is a little different. For first timers, I usually like to see them back in 4 weeks, and then from there I will kind of determine whether or not we should, you know, some people do have to come in every 3 weeks if they grow hair like crazy, or just like really quick. Most people are once a month, but some people are like 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Totally depends on everyone. Like I said, I usually like to have first timers come back in after 4 weeks. In between those 4 weeks, you want to moisturize pretty much every day. It'll help soften the hairs, make sure they don't break off during your service. Right now that it's really cold, you want to keep that in mind. And exfoliating every 2 to 3 times a week. I usually like to use a chemical exfoliant. A lot of the products that I use down there are from our center, so I know they're like good and safe to use. But if you don't want to buy those, there are like scrubs that you can use. You just want to be cautious that you're not going in too heavy-handed. You can create micro tears in the skin if you're over exfoliating or just going too rough. That's why I prefer a chemical exfoliant. They're gel based, so it kind of prevents me from being heavy-handed, because I know I can be heavy-handed. And yeah, exfoliation is just going to help with ingrowns and making sure that you're taking off that dead skin cells, that dead skin cell layer on top, to let the hair kind of come up. After your service, slight spotting is normal, slight bruising is normal. Some of my guests bruise mostly like right where like the thigh is. I've had like some people kind of bruise there, but it's nothing really major. It's like little spotting. And little hairs coming in the next few days. So like, you know, you go get waxed and like 5 days later you've already got like little ones coming up. Those were probably, you know, ones that were like on a different phase and they're like newer, so they're just coming up. That's normal. And do come in consistently. Okay? I think my thing was gonna die. I don't know. Hold on, I had to check the camera. But anyways, I think I was talking about price-wise. Price-wise, we're looking at 59 bucks, and I think prices just went up though at the center, so I think we're looking at around $63 now per waxing service, or per Brazilian, for a full Brazilian, like with the butt strip and everything. I'm not sure how much the other two are. Obviously cheaper, but that is still way cheaper than a lot of places. I guess a lot of places charge like $100 sometimes for a Brazilian, and I'm kind of like, okay. I think that's all I have. If you have any other questions though that I might have not covered, go ahead and leave a comment down below. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't talk. I think I can't talk because I realized this video is literally like half an hour long. And that makes me nervous. I don't know why. But yeah, leave a comment down below if you have something that I did not cover. Everyone's skin is different, so it's hard to fully go into depth about every little thing because, you know, all of my guests have a different routine, different things that they do at home, and different things that I recommend for them. I don't recommend the same thing for everybody because not everyone's skin is the same. So like I said, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I really like to take care of my people in the suites. So yeah, I think that's it. If you are here from Twitter and you know me, like we're locals and you've never had one before and you were scared and now you want to get one, I will totally take care of you. Shoot me a DM or message me somehow on whatever media you've got me on. Probably Twitter. Twitter's like the best place to reach me, especially for things like this. And we can chat some more. But yeah, I will put all my socials down below. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a hell of a long video, but thanks. Okay, hopefully I will be back soon. I think I wanted to also kind of do a video on what it's like to work as an esthetician now. I don't know if anyone is interested in that though. I guess maybe like new SDs or people that are in school still. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know though. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.